Hello children, I am here with you with the poem Childhood by Markus Natten, an Australian writer born on 23rd June 1995 and is popularly known for his two novels The Book Thief and The Messenger. Let's discuss the theme of the poem. Loss of innocence in childhood and gain of individuality. Here in this poem, the poet ponders over the loss of his childhood at various stages, but is not able to ascertain at what was the particular stage he lost his childhood. And he concludes in the end that finally one can find his childhood in the infant's face. Let's add some glossary, few words which can help you to understand the poem. First word, ceased, means stopped or complete. Realized, understood or knew. Preached, to give lecture or sermon. Act, to work or to behave. Infant, very small baby, producing, creating. Let's have an overview of the poem before I begin, children. See, in this poem, poet makes various assumptions that when did he lost his childhood. The first assumption he makes at first stage that what was the time when he lost his childhood? Was it the time when he came to know that hell and heaven, two popularly known places, do not exist in this world? Second assumption he makes when he came to know that adults are hypocrites. They do not behave what they preach. Third assumption he makes that was it the time when he became an individualistic, means he was able to frame his own opinion and he was able to think rationally and logically. And he concludes the poem with different question that where did his childhood has gone. And he settles down that finally the childhood has gone to an infant's face, means one can find his childhood in the infant's face. Let's have the text, children. I hope you all are having the text. When did my childhood go? Was it the day I ceased to be 11? Was it the time I realized that hell and heaven could not be found in geography and therefore could not be was that day? Here in this first stanza, children, poet asks a question that what was the time when I lost my childhood? What was the time? Was it the time when I just completed my 11 years of age? Or what was the time? Was it the time when I came to know that hell and heaven, these two conceptions which we have been taught since our early childhood, that these two places, since I cannot find in any of the geography book, so it means these two places do not exist in reality. So was it the time when I lost my childhood? When did my childhood go? Was it the time I realized that adults were not all they seemed to be? They talked of love and preached of love but did not act so lovingly? Was that day? Again, he asked the same question that when did my childhood go? Was it the time I came to know that adults are hypocrites? How he says that adults are hypocrites? Because whatsoever they teach, they do not behave accordingly. For example, they teach us that we should behave lovingly, we should behave with affection, but in reality, they themselves are argumentative, violent, and discourteous. So, was it the time when I came to know that I have lost my childhood? When did my childhood go? Was it when I found my mind was really mine to use whichever way I chose, producing thoughts that were not those of other people but my own, and my mind alone was that day? In third stanza, children, again he poses the same question that when did I lose my childhood? Was it the time when I came to frame my own opinions I began thinking individually, and I stopped following others' opinions. So was it the time when I came to know that I am no more a child? Where did my childhood go? It went to some forgotten place that's hidden in an infant's face. That's all I know. See, this fourth stanza is little bit different, children, because it has a new question. Instead of when, he asks where. Here in this stanza, poet asks the question that where did my childhood go? He wants to know that finally where his childhood has gone, and then he makes an assumption that perhaps it has gone to some place which cannot be remembered. And finally he settles down the question of loss of his childhood, that perhaps it has gone to an infant's face. Let's discuss the style and techniques and devices that is being used in the poem, children. They see the children, the poem has no rhyme scheme. Fine, no rhyme scheme, so no rhyme pattern. Now let's discuss the poetic devices used in the whole poem. First we'll have the stanzas of alliteration, hell and heaven, that the day, my mind. I hope children you are able to recognize what are the examples of alliteration. Repetition of consonant sound is called alliteration. Second device which we have, that is antithesis. When we have two opposing or contrasting ideas, then we can have antithesis. You know, hell and heaven, two opposing and contrasting ideas we have. Next is enjambment. See what happens in this device, children. See, when an idea continues from one line to the next line without any punctuation mark, then it becomes enjambment. See, the idea continues, there is no punctuation mark here, and it continues up to here. Next device, that is inversion. When we do not have any normal word order, you may call it subject verb agreement. So then we have inversion. See, to use whichever way I choose. So no word or normal word order has been given. So therefore, this is inversion. So that's all, children. I hope the poem is pretty clear to you. If you have any doubts, don't hesitate to share.